Now this is not a pre-prepared script, so being an 81-year-old, I'm probably going to jump about a little bit, be a bit dithery, but I think this is the best way of making battery packs for cycles. I myself ride a electric three-wheeler recumbent, which is quite heavy, and these do quite well. And I think they're the easiest, with a minimal amount of soldering, and and you can check the cells ever so easy. These are the pieces I use that I purchased on eBay. They're not expensive compared with other ideas for making battery packs. Now, they are lithium battery holders, and the advantage with these is once you've made your pack up, it enables you to pop in and out the cells. If you have, you can test to see if you've got one dodgy cell. Just pop out, and when you've tested it, if it's faulty, you can just pop one back without soldering and having to break the battery pack open. I think it's a fantastic idea. Now, before we go much further, I have used these cells, which I bought from brand new Ultrafire, and I don't find them that marvellous. They're cheaper. They're one of the cheapest ones on eBay, battery cells, but they do say 5,000 amp hours, 3.7 volts. They're 18650 battery cells, but they may be alright for an ordinary push bike on a flat. But if you do, like I do, go cross country on my recumbent, which is heavy, and going up hills, they just go dead quick. They won't do the job. I found the best way of getting cells, which I've seen for years on YouTube, are by buying laptop battery packs and breaking them open. Now, normally these are Sony cells. This is a Samsung cell. These are different colours, but these are Samsung cells. They look all different, but bought battery packs, and once you charge them up, they're pretty good. So you can buy battery packs on eBay for around about used battery packs, or sometimes new, including postage, for about £10 each. Now, it may seem expensive as for a 48 volt battery pack. You need 52 cells. Now, it might seem expensive, but it's not as expensive as buying a properly made battery pack that's already made up in a case. Now, they also, the ones in cases that are readily made up, they're good, and they do use Samsung cells in those, or Sony cells, but they're expensive. The advantage with this is you can, if you get on with it, which I'm sure you will, you can always double the amperage by doing this and joining another bank of cells to the completed item. You could do this, you see. Just do that quite easily. You just solder these tabs here across. But I found that this 48 volt 152 volt is pretty good. It's pretty good, does the job. Anyway, what I do, as I say, I buy 13. You need 13 of these. It's funny because some people sell them in 12. You need 13 of these. If you have to buy 15, that's okay, because you can use them for other things. Like I use them for wire them across and use them for 12 volts in my on my recumbent for lights and horns and things like that. I've even got indicators. I use a bank of these for that purpose. As to say, so you want 13 of these, which you get on eBay. They're very reasonable. You also want some of this. Oh, it's getting hot. I'm a bit clumsy, me. I just shorted these out. You also wanted this. This comes in strips, a reel. You can buy whatever length you want. These have nothing to do with these, but they work absolutely fantastic with this idea. I'll show you why. You have to bend them into this shape. All you do is double this, well, bend those like that. You see? Both sides. You could do it neater than this. You could do it by putting a ruler on there and bending up. And once you've done that, you just bend them in the middle backwards, back on themselves, till you get this shape. Now, what do you do with this? This works out absolutely fantastic, because what you do, you fit these. There's holes in there, you see, tiny holes. And what you do, you can slip these holes. They just work fine. You slip them over the pins in the top of the battery holders. If I can do this. See, there's two lined up there. And it's flexible stuff. There you are. You've got, see the pin sticking through? And all you do, normally when you come to solder, you're supposed to heat the metal first and then put the solder to it with the iron. Don't do that. This takes up solder so well, it's zinc. You want fluxed solder. That's a solder with a flux in the middle. You don't want to wipe flux on there really, because it does go rusty. All you do is get your soldering iron, like this is soldering iron, this is the solder, and you just put that ready. Touch the solder, just touch that quickly, and you'll see it will melt round there. Just like this. And then you do the same. It's not necessary to have the positive and negative lined up, but I like to have the negative marked on the inside. It's got positive and negative marked there. I like to have the negative and the positive together. Just put that on there, as I say, put that across, solder it, and then I also dab a little bit of solder in the middle, you see. That makes it a bit more rigid, just a little bit, whereas this one hasn't got any solder in the middle. This one has, which makes it a bit more rigid. Now once you've done that, when this is finished, that's a positive, that's a negative. Turn that round, so we've got the negative there. That's a negative. This is the positive. You've just put that bank on there, put the insulator in there, piece of foam or rubber to insulate it, or you could use. Don't stick it down, and then you just, because these tabs will be sticking out a little bit. Just cut the strip off the. Oh, see, that's why you need an insulator. They're getting hot. Did you see that? The smoke just got hot. This pin here touched there. Now, okay. You can just join, because you've got these sticking out like that. You just join that one to that one, that one to that one, and these are flexible enough to open up and get at the one underneath. You could join it with wire, as you'll see on the finished product, And just let me check and see that has not got too hot. That's fine. Yeah. You build up your 3 layers, then you'll have one layer, you'll have 3 spaces over, because you've got using 13. You can put your BMS there. There'll be one there like this, there'll be one there like that, and you can put your BMS there, and anything else you might want to add to it. So you don't want to seal these to that. You want some sort of insulator. A piece of this would do, except it would make it thicker. A nice piece of hardboard would do, but if you can get hold of some sort of rubber in between, that's good. Also, what I'm going to do in future is grind these bits that stick up. I'm going to grind them down, because they do tend to short out sometimes. I've missed a bit of solder there. I'll have to do that one again. Make sure you solder them well. Once you've done that, just stick your leads to your BMS, just solder them on. But it takes the minimum amount of solder to do this. You haven't got to solder the cells that one to that one. If you do it the traditional way, and you find you've got a faulty cell somewhere, as I say, in future you can just pop these out individually and change the cell without breaking the battery pack up. And you can see by the finished photo that it does work well. You have to make a little box for them, because the boxes that you can buy on eBay for battery packs, by the time you've done this, they're too small, just a little bit too small. So you could make yourself a little box using this and Gorilla Glue. It's exceptionally strong with this. Make yourself a little box. Or you could get some old Perspex and cut it up and join it together using super glue. But that's about all I've got to say on it. I think it's the best kind of battery pack you could make, because you're not heating these up. There's no heat ever at all applied, and these don't get hot either. The terminals don't get hot. They're fantastic. So thank you for watching the video, and that's about all I've got to say. As I said though, I wouldn't buy Ultrafire. They're not good. Don't buy cheaper. Buy the best you can afford. Thank you.